What's up? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and we are watching cryptos cascade lower. But the point of this video is it's better to get a bad price than a horrible price. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment when we look at Ethereum. But let's real quick look at Bitcoin. And sure enough, we unfortunately finally broke down and breached this long-term moving average, as you can see, and on top of that, on pretty high volume. Like, that is a legit breakout, and we are lower. We've gotten near this prior low. Obviously, it was around 6K. We got as low as 6,675. So, into these wicks of this low. Very well, we could bounce here. We could come down to test 6K or even the absolute bottom, that 5 here. I shouldn't say the absolute bottom, this prior low all the way down into the 5s. But right now, downside target is basically 6K. I'm probably not going to look to initiate any kind of long position unless I see a really good reversal candle or something, and then, a bounce to essentially come back up and test this trend line. Because that's what happens. Generally, what happens is you break down, and if anything, you get a bounce and a rally, and then you find out whether it's going to get back into the trend or if it's going to fail. So that should probably come at some point. So I'm basically just going to wait and see. Are we going to come down to 6K? Or are we going to try and rally and test the trend? That is kind of the next step. Either way, price action still very negative. Everything's heavy. That's how it's been. So let me go to Ethereum now and show you what I'm talking about. So if you watched any of the recent videos, I talked about even Litecoin and Ethereum like a few days ago when we were up here like 480. I'm just like, why would I buy here? You know what I mean? Like, there's a support level down here around 400. Price action is weak. I much rather see it get to that support level down where this last consolidation was. That was a prior resistance. This is why I use support and resistance, which again is what I teach you in the first video of the Scaredy Cat Guide investing in cryptocurrency course. Support and resistance are the most fundamental and simplest thing to use when finding price points that are important, that have had plenty of action in the past. And that's what I use to essentially set targets and stop losses and just find places to initiate investments. Like I said, this can be used for long-term investing as well as active investing. So a bad price is better than a horrible price means I wasn't going to buy up at 480, 490, like when clearly we were path of least resistance to this next support. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to enter a position, right? I'm going to wait at least for the support. But you shouldn't try and catch a falling knife, which is a term of when you try and pick the bottom. So let's just say you wanted to be stubborn and try and pick the bottom. At least you waited for the support level, right? Well, you got in at 4, and sure enough, we cracked through it. So that sucks, but I'd rather have a bad price than a horrible price. So being in at 4 is a lot better than being in at 480, 490. So even that alone, you've mitigated some of the downside. But yeah, so it's actually pushed through here. We'll see now if Ethereum can rally or not. Like, this is really weak. I mean, we just blew right through the support. There was good price action here. I mean, we've tested it a few times. It's a prior resistance here. So that is no bueno. Take a look at Litecoin real quick. Litecoin kind of doing what I figured it would when we were, especially when we breached the 200-day moving average. I'm like, well, we're probably going to take a shot at the prior bottoms here around 100. So got as low as 109.27. I mean, it's obviously mixed in, these lows here. It's in these wicks from this prior bounce. So it might not get down to the absolute low, but it's in there. We've pretty much reached the destination. We'll see if it pushes any lower or not. But hopefully we can get some kind of reversal and at least a bounce to the 200-day moving average. But either way, crypto on a whole is still weak, and I'm trying to sit on my hands and be patient. I'm just holding my core positions, and I will look to add when we get some kind of bounce. But again, this is why I look at support and resistance as basic guidelines to find good entry and exit points and to get better prices to set up better risk-reward scenarios. Again, that is pretty much the biggest key to successful investing is giving yourself scenarios where your possible gain is at least twice, if not more, than your possible loss. And if you read up books on any great money manager, like hell, Warren Buffett, and so many others, the biggest thing they talk about is the most important thing in investing is protecting your capital, not losing money. And I can't agree with it more. So anyway, that's it for now. Yeah, we're coming into Friday my time in about an hour. It's late Thursday night. We got Good Friday. Stock market's closed. Don't know if that'll affect crypto at all, but it hasn't been pretty. We'll see what happens. All right. Show notes, I'll put a link to the Scared Cat Guide to Knowing What the Heck Bitcoin is. That is the free ebook, basic, knowledge of what Bitcoin is, what the blockchain is, what a wallet is, wallet address is for anyone that's trying to learn the basics. And then I'll put a link to the crypto class teaching basically some of the stuff I've just talked about. So that is it for now. Have a good one.